Hey everyone, it's Chad from Grand Acres. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, I'm at my land now. Just got back from Cracker Barrel. Not sure how it is with a lot of you men out there. I'm maybe the same way with women, but yeah, coffee makes me want to go, man. So yeah, as soon as we got done eating Cracker Barrel, I had my son and my daughter with me. My son's still here helping me get some work done. Yeah, I had to go back home. I was able to take my daughter back, and I just had to go, man. I had to go. I had to use the bathroom. But yeah, that's usually what happens when I drink a cup of coffee. It just makes you want to go. So I'm here now. I'm actually looking at the ground. I planted some ryegrass a couple weekends ago, and we've had some rain. I see it coming in some spots. I did not straw it. I just kind of scratched it up a little bit and put the seed down. But I did not put any straw down, and I'm noticing where there are some grass clippings and stuff, it seems like it's coming up better. I can see it, scattered about, starting to come out in certain places, the ryegrass seed, and especially where on the hillside down here, it's really coming out pretty good. But in this area where I really need it the most, I'm really not noticing a whole lot. So I'm thinking I should have probably put some straw down. But either way, yeah, y'all mainly want to talk about firewood. Just give my thoughts on firewood. If any of you are considering a firewood business, or if you're, like me, you do lawn care work and you're looking for ways to make extra money in the wintertime, that sort of thing. I think it's a good avenue to make extra money for sure. But I think there are some things that need to happen, that need to take place for you, and things to consider that I've learned for sure over the last 2 years. It'll be 2 years. Yeah, now actually I started 2 years ago, November, doing firewood. So yeah, I've learned a lot along the way, and I feel like I finally got things situated to where it makes sense for me, to where I'm actually making a decent amount of money doing it. Now, is it something I'm going to do in place of lawn care, or now that I got the skid steer, the mini skid, the SEL 1000, I got all the different attachments now to make money. The various methods to make money, avenues to make money. No, I'm not. I'm not going to take away time to devote to firewood from those things, which I feel like obviously are more profitable and in the long term and short term will make more money doing. But when it's too cold or it's too wet, or say if I don't have enough work during the week, I'll do firewood. Like last year, there were plenty of occasions where it'd be raining, too wet to do any kind of landscaping or lawn care work, and we just set the tent up and split wood, and that's the perfect time to do it. We can't really do anything else. Or a day like today, a Saturday morning, I told my son he wants a video game. He's been asking about it the last couple of weeks, so I told him if you have a good couple of weeks at school and at home, didn't get in trouble, and he had to help me work on a Saturday morning. As you can see, he's loading up bundles that I'd give him this game for him. So yeah, I'm not one to spoil my kids. I told him he could either wait to Christmas, or if he earned it, I'd go ahead and buy this game for him. I think it's a college football game for Xbox or one of those gaming systems. Not even sure that he has, but either way, he's gonna have to earn it, just like we have to earn it, right? Just like I have to earn it. And he's doing a good job. I got a bundle order. Give you an idea, talking about the firewood bundles or bulk. I feel like bundles are actually more profitable, and it's just a different way to make money within your firewood business. I had a 90 bundle order 2 weeks ago today. They've already sold out at Ace Hardware in Auburn, Alabama. Today they want 110 bundles, 40 white oak, 40 hickory. I got the hickory made out there. I still got to make some more. I made some earlier this week in the evening. Just go ahead and get several made out so I can fulfill this order. Yeah, 40 hickory, 40 white oak, and 30 red oak. So 110 bundles. They'll have a check for me for $605. I sell it to them for $550, and they sell it at the store for $9.99. So they sell them out. So they sold out. They've already sold out of the 90 that I brought 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I'm really surprised they sold out as fast as they did. So I think that's a good thing. It tells me that people they love the hickory, obviously. People not only obviously can cook out with it, obviously burn it in their outdoor fireplace inside, that kind of thing. Hickory, white oak, any kind of oak is a great firewood, right? So I like to separate them. It's got a little bit of pecan left, a little bit of white oak, that's red oak, hickory, and that's water oak. That's going to be my bulk pile. That's going to be my bulk firewood pile for when people want, truckloads. I sell by the truckload, 240 pieces. I got 2 truckload deliveries. One's going to be 170 because it's a little bit further out than I want to drive from Auburn, Opelika. Not that far. It's in Beauregard, which isn't, it's right on the outskirts of town, so to speak, not too far away. I told them I charge a little extra because normally I charge $150. I got another customer of mine that I mow for that wants a truckload, $150. So yeah, I'll be making, a little over $900 just today, and it should have everything delivered by lunchtime. So that'd be good. Again, I got my labor over here, my free labor. He's gonna earn it. Like I said, he's gonna get that video game. But yeah, y'all, I'll probably end up breaking up the video. We're gonna talk more about it here shortly. I'll get you some footage of me with my homemade bundler. I just took a couple 4x4s, treated, and made that bundler to make all these bundles. Now that I'm getting, the bundle sales. Yeah, I'll get a little footage of that. And I was like I said, I'm gonna break it up, do a few clips so I can gather my thoughts and that kind of thing. But I think the 2 most important things, guys, you got to consider if you're thinking about firewood and selling it is number 1, you need to enjoy it. Okay, you need to, and I do. Obviously, I enjoy the whole process of gathering the wood, getting it, splitting it, cutting it. Using the chainsaw. I'm also going to be doing some more tree work, so I'm thinking about purchasing another chainsaw. We'll talk more about that later as far as the saws and what you might need. But you need to enjoy doing it. It's something you enjoy doing. I think you could definitely go for it. If you don't like doing it, because it's going to be laborious, especially if you don't have the equipment to help you out. But either way, it's still going to be laborious. I mean, you're still going to have to handle it by hand a lot. There's a lot of handling involved, that sort of thing. And if you got a bad back, or if you're not overly healthy or in good shape, it's probably something you're not going to want to do. Okay, because it is definitely hard work. I would never fiddle or fool with firewood in the spring and the summer when it's hot, when it's warm. It's only something I want to do in the cool times, in the fall and the winter. Again, when we slow down with the lawn care work, the more profitable work will you find me doing it. Again, I'm definitely not going to be doing it when it's 95 out here. It's just too laborious and too hot, and it's just really hard work. It can be hard work, but I enjoy it this time of year when it's cool, especially. So yeah, if you're not accustomed to hard work, laborious work, back breaking work in some cases, I say don't even think about it. You're just going to end up hating it. I think that's the number 1 thing. You need to enjoy doing it. Again. Number 2, and after this point, guys, I'll get some footage of me making some bundles. I need to go help my son out over here. As you see him loading up, he's doing a good job. I'll get some footage of me making the bundle just so you can see it, see me in action making these bundles up, that sort of thing. But yeah, I think number 2 is you need a source. You need a source. I don't think you want to find yourself going into the woods and having to drag out trees and all that. It's just going to be too hard. It ain't going to make sense. But if you're like me and you got, I've got a tree service buddy of mine that, brought me these 4 loads. That's actually a burn pile. I'm going to burn that later. Like a 1, 2, 3, 4. I've been working on this. And I also had some trees left over from when they cleared the land that I cut up and stacked over there, ready to process in the coming weeks. I guess, but yeah, come back in a minute. But anyway, yeah, you need a source. So if you can get in contact with a tree company, or maybe you got some land that's easy for you to cut those trees down and get those logs to be able to process in the future. Yeah, if you got those things, I think it makes sense for you to do it. Again, that's what you're gonna need. Okay, if it's too hard for you to figure out a way to get, the bulk, the logs themselves, the trees themselves, it's just not gonna work, So again, I got the land now too. That's another thing you got to consider, is do you have land, where you live at, or can you lease maybe a spot like I did the previous couple of years before I bought this land earlier this year for me to, bring the wood to and obviously process it and store it and all that kind of stuff. Do you have enough land or space available where you live where you can keep it? Okay. Obviously that's a big deal. If not, maybe you have a friend or someone that you can lease out some land that you can store it and keep it at, like I did before. But anyway, guys, those are some things I think you got to consider. The number one thing being, do you enjoy doing it? Okay. Source and land. Do you have the land to keep it at and to process and all that, all the stuff you got to do with running a firewood business, that sort of thing. But anyway, guys, I'm going to break it up a little bit. Like I said, I'll get some footage of me making a bundle. We'll talk about some more important things I think you got to have for the firewood, for a firewood business or a side hustle, whatever you want to call it, to make sense for you, to make some extra income in the wintertime. Especially for you guys that have a lawn care business like myself that are looking for ways to make extra money. See you soon.
Gonna get break.
You know
Yeah, you're bound to get on break.
Okay.
Ow.
You get a good count?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Every 10 I'm gonna get break. Every 10 stacks I'm gonna get on break.
I got you. That's pretty quick break time, man. You do it. Hey, quicker you work, faster you work, quicker we get done. You get it again?
One more, Dad.
Yeah, we're doing 500, huh? And then 50, you take a break.
Yeah. 1, 2, 44, 45,
Hi there, everyone. So we just finished up. It's about 9:45 now. So yeah, fortunately it didn't take quite as long as I thought. I already had several bundles made out. So I only had to make a good 10 to 15 more hickory bundles. We had the exact number of white oak bundles made out. Fortunately, because I didn't have the actual tags with me, the white oak tags, I left them in the other truck. So I didn't have any white oak tags. So yeah, fortunately I had enough made out to fill the order. So as you can see, yeah, y'all, it's $930 worth of firewood. 925, I should say. So yeah, 605 in the bundles, 110 bundles. Again, 40 hickory, 40 white oak, and 30 red oak. And then I got 2 bulk orders of firewood here that I'll deliver, one to a customer, another to somebody that have an ad on Marketplace that reached out to me last night. Send me his number. I need to call him here shortly. Yeah, I do, like I said, 240 pieces per load. So I got around 500 pieces in here. Firewood, took that little corner out. I'm going to hopefully sell this whole pile of water oak. As you can see, pretty good little pile. It's taller than I am. I'm over 6 foot tall. So yeah, I got a good bit right here, several cords, so I need to sell it. Right here, this is the wood actually that was left over from the land when they cleared it. I asked the guy if he would leave me some oak trees, and he did. And as you can see, it's already really starting to season somewhat. So yeah, if I end up selling out, I think this should be ready next year, January, February, March. Should be good in season. As you see, it already looks like it's, starting the seasoning process. You can see with the cracks. Yeah, so it's airing out good. And that will be what I'll start processing first once I start splitting it. Right now I'm just a little too busy to devote a lot of time with it. I got the jobs at SEL 1000 to keep me busy. And again, they're more profitable, right? I make more money doing that than, dealing with the firewood. But yeah, a couple points on make, guys, in terms of the firewood business itself. And I think they'd be interesting, obviously, for you to consider is you want to avoid handling it as much as possible. I think Ray did a video talking about it. He mentioned touching it. You want to touch it. The least amount of times you touch it, the better off you're going to be, right? So yeah, there's a lot of touching involved, a lot of handling involved when it comes to the firewood. So that takes up time and obviously leads to less profitability and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, the least amount of times you can touch it, the better off you're going to be. You definitely need the good tools. I've got some tools. I got a good axe. Obviously, I got a couple good axes here. The one's at home. This is a Fisker's. It will not break. The handle on this thing will not break. It's tough as nails. Obviously, I got a log splitter. That's another thing. You definitely, if you decide to do this, you're going to need to sell it in volume. So you definitely need a log splitter for sure. And there's several different brands out there that you can buy. They're good, solid brands, that kind of thing. So yeah, get you a good splitter for sure. Good chainsaws. I've got one right now. I had, the 362C, the steel 362C that got stolen last year out of my garage. So I'm actually looking into buying another one. I feel like I definitely need 2. 2 good chainsaws, to obviously be able to cut all these logs up. So I got some pretty big logs here, as you can see. So yeah, I'm gonna probably get the 500i, widely regarded as arguably the best chainsaw in the world, right? I know it's expensive, but that's what I'm looking into. And this is almost $1,000 right here. I mean, it'll come close to pay for a little over half of it, right? So yeah, I like getting good equipment, and obviously that would be an awesome saw to have to go along with my 261 that I've had for several years now. It's been great for me. So I definitely feel like I need 2 saws. If you get into it, you definitely, I would assume you would think the same thing. You definitely need more than one, just to have a backup, that kind of thing. So yeah, get you going. I'd recommend at least a 20-inch bar. Personally, I had a 25-inch bar on the 362, and I'll probably get at least a 25 on the 500i if I decide to get that. Right now I've got a 20-inch on the 261. So yeah, you definitely need a good sized bar to be able to cut some of these bigger logs here, as you can see over here. But that's what I recommend in terms of the chainsaws. Get you at least 2 if you know for sure you're going to be cutting through a lot of wood. have that backup and a long enough bar to cut through some of those bigger sections of logs if you need to. But yeah, other tools, I'm going to bring this up. This is, I don't think it's log ox. I got a log ox handheld log picker upper over there, that orange tool you see there. It's useful, but this is good for you know, kind of keeping them, picking them up and holding them off the ground. I would just do like this right here, just grab it, and yeah, and essentially turn it over and just keep it off the ground for me to cut into firewood size sections. What size lengths do y'all normally cut? I know up north, people that do it a lot, I think 16 inches. Typically I'll do a good bit bigger than that, you know, but I need to get a little more uniform, to be honest with you, in terms of how I'm cutting the logs and, you know, the size of the logs. I'm thinking around 20, you know, somewhere around there. And I probably need to get, like I said, more uniform, make sure they're all, you know, around 20, not a wide range of size, you know, size logs and that kind of thing. So that's probably one thing I need to get, you know, do a better job of now that I'm really getting into it and I've got things set up right and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, make sure you got the good tools you need, guys. Because again, it's laborious. You're still going to have to, even if you have the tools, and you know, I've got the SCL 1000 now, which is a big help, you know, lifting these logs and moving them around. It'll definitely come in handy, and I've already been using it, you know, to move them around. I did a good bit last Friday, you know, just kind of, you know, organizing the log piles here, that sort of thing. But yeah, get the tools you need to make it less labor intensive, for sure. And you honestly, before you really invest into it, you're going to be able to find out early on if it's something that you're even going to really want to do long term. It took me a good while to decide, and I'm still not 100% sold, but I feel like I got a good setup now with the land. As you can see, I got plenty of land stored on. I'm not looking to obviously use every bit of this. I'm just going to keep it in this corner. And I've got another place I can go get it. Actually, where I rented out the spot last year, I can go get logs still. So yeah, if I feel like I need more wood to pick up, to get, yeah, I can go over there and get some more logs, you know, to cut up and split, process, that kind of thing. But either way, y'all, yeah, hopefully this is helpful to you. I'm sure I left out some things, but I think those are the main points. Again, need to enjoy it, need to have a source. That's probably the biggest thing. You don't want to find yourself going in the woods and having to haul out, you know, logs out of the woods. It's just going to be too much work. But if you have somebody bring it to you like I do, or if you have a place that you can go get it and that's easily accessible, that kind of thing, and that's probably honestly the most important thing, is the source. And you know, for those people that say you can't really make money at it, I would agree. But like anything, if you can do a volume, if you can sell a volume, a good volume of wood, you can definitely make plenty of money. And again, for me, I think it's a great add-on thing for me to make money throughout the winter. You know, when I'm a little slower and the weather's not as cooperative, I can come out here when it's raining and split and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, you can see. Got a little bit of grass coming up through there in this burn spot. You can see it there. Yeah, so hopefully it'll keep, yeah, I'm seeing more and more of it, so that's good. That's good to see. I probably should have strawed it, by the way. Yeah, guys, hopefully this is helpful to you. Just my thoughts. Just I've been doing it over the last couple of years. Some things I've noticed, some things that I've learned. Y'all let me know in the comments if you got any questions or add a discussion, anything that you think may be helpful to me to consider as I go forward with the firewood side of things. And you know, hopefully it'll continue to prosper. I really hope I can sell all these piles over the winter. You know, that way I can process the new stuff for next year. So yeah, it's just kind of an ongoing thing. Once things warm up in the spring and mowing gets going, all that kind of stuff, I won't fiddle with it again once it really warms up. I don't have any interest in doing it. But either way, y'all, hey, listen, again, hopefully it's helpful. Let me know in the comments any questions or anything you may consider helpful to me that I'm not thinking of in terms of making things easier on me. But I think I got it pretty well covered. God bless you. Again, blessed and highly favored.